Hello, welcome again to our channel. Today we're gonna look into the different ways to climb upstairs in the California T7. There is a lot of commotion about this in the community, so we're gonna show all the different ways to do it and also what Volkswagen wants you to do, what they don't want you to do, and what we recommend and what the possibilities are. First of all, we're going to look into the manual that's in the T7 is available in the console. You enter it by pushing the 6 dots, then go to tips and help. Then you have the whole manual available. You go to content, then you go to California, like this. Then you have sleeping, like this. So the roof has a maximum load capacity of 200 kilos. That's enough for 2 persons. What Volkswagen recommends: step carefully onto the seat cushions of the front seats and support yourself on the edge of the bed when climbing up to the pop-up roof bed. Before climbing up, make sure that the front seats are swiveled so they are facing the direction of travel. That's something that's very strange because when you're camping, the seats are turned to the back. And also what they don't want you to do is to step onto the front seat armrests or the head restraints and never use them as support, what they actually should be doing. But we'll look at that later. I will go over all the possibilities you can go on. And to help me performing the art to crawl upstairs in the California T7, I will get some help from my son and my wife, and that will show also the different age groups and body builds. So exciting.
So this is the one that is actually prohibited by Volkswagen because they clearly state that you cannot use the armrests or headrests of the seats to climb up the upstairs bed. We've had people saying that their Volkswagen dealers recommended this way of climbing, and the armrests do seem sturdy enough, but they bend a bit. We've had people saying that they've been using the armrests for years, but there are other people that reported having the armrests broken. And of course, when it does break while climbing up, you can really hurt yourself or damage the camper. So we really do not recommend it, but it is an easy way to climb up. So Volkswagen, please make sturdier armrests for the next one.
This move is my invention. It is just something I wanted to try, but it's not really useful because it's too complicated. However, if you feel like you have too much energy or just want to do something special, you can give it a go.
This is another invention of my son, and as you can see, it is an easier version, a smoother version of the Mountaingoat. It's really a very easy way to climb up, but I would not recommend it because I'm not really sure that those sides are made to support the constant climbing up and down of the upper bed. But I was really surprised that it was really smooth and really easy and really quick to get up there. So this is actually the way we originally thought that Volkswagen wanted you to climb up, as the manual only specified to stand on the seating and climb up without standing on the armrests or headrests. We thought it would be difficult, but in fact it went surprisingly well, even though my son and me, we both needed the sides for support again with the seats in the forwards driving position. I was initially very pleased with myself that the push-up went really well. However, as you will see, after the push-up, which went well, I felt really stuck, feeling like a stranded whale or at best a stranded dolphin. This is, however, not a climbing option for tall people, as my husband will now demonstrate.
Looking very ominous indeed there, because I just know this isn't going to work, as my head is already close to the roof while standing up. To push up also went smoothly, but then I was just stuck with no way to go up in the bed. After that disaster, we decided to try this move with the seats turned backwards, because obviously when camping, the seat will be in the backwards facing positions most of the time, and you would not want to turn the seats every time you go to sleep. The Ninja Whale with the seats in the backwards position actually went surprisingly well. My wife doesn't even need the sides for support with the seats in this direction. I didn't feel whale-like at all. So, if you're not too tall and want to feel athletic, this is a move for you. Just be careful that your feet don't destroy the rearview mirror.
When searching for the best ways to climb up, we found that the best way would be to stand on the ceiling and then the shoulder of the seat. So we decided to test it with all seating positions, but we found this climbing move with the seats all the way backwards is a whole other challenge on its own. For me, it was impossible as my feet were way too far from the actual upstairs bed. My mom, on the other hand, who is only 10 centimeters or 4 inches taller than me, didn't find it comfortable either, as you can see here. But then for my dad, who is nearly 2 meters tall, as you can see here, this was really easy. As you can see, he's gonna propel himself into flight forwards right about now. Landing smoothly in the bed, so if you're tall, you can use the Superman move my dad just demonstrated.
So, after my husband's Superman move, we continued exploring the seat shoulder climb with all seating positions. With the seats forwards, this is a good climbing move. However, it works great when you're just about the right height. But being a bit smaller or taller makes it more complicated, as demonstrated here by all three of us. It is, however, a safe way which always works, and not to mention it is approved by Volkswagen. But climbing down this way is not so easy, and other moves definitely work better so far. Also, if you're wondering why we named this move the climbing panda, well, just look up some videos of climbing pandas.
With the climbing panda, with the seats forwards not being all that convincing, we went on to try the move with one seat facing forwards in driving position and the other facing backwards in camping position. This is actually the position the seats are in all the California instruction videos. So our hopes were up for this. However, we found that again, it was a matter of being the right height. My son couldn't climb up like this, and my wife found it to be more difficult than with both seats in the same direction. For me, however, it was very easy and comfortable. If you're wondering why we're not trying any ladders here, well, first of all, we think they take up a lot of space, while most people will definitely not need a ladder to climb up. It's not that high. Secondly, we will need a ladder suitable for the California for it to be safe, and most of them are quite expensive. And thirdly, climbing up is just more fun.
Lastly, we wanted to try the climbing panda with the seats in the backwards position. To avoid the Superman move, we fiddled a bit with the seats, sliding them back and forth to get the ideal climbing position. In the end, this was by far the easiest way to get up for both my son and myself. We also liked the Master Yoga, but as the climbing panda does not require using other parts of the upstairs bed for support, it is safer and of course also useful to climb back down again. For my husband, this was the best move as well, together with the similar Superman move of course. So there you go. Even though Volkswagen suggests climbing up with the seats facing forwards, we all agreed that the climbing panda with the seats backwards was the easiest and safest way to climb up and down the upstairs bed of the Volkswagen California T7.
So now we've seen a lot of manners to climb to the top bed. I think we can conclude that for my whole family the best way is to use a combination of the seating and the shoulder pad of the seats, as well as the seats are turned in the driving direction as reversed. That's also a way that we can't find anything that Volkswagen doesn't approve of. So that's the way forward, we think. Thank you for watching. Till next time.